Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your week. If you are not familiar, this is the shed at the bottom of my garden. But I did a video here last week. I've got loads of work, electrician in at the moment doing stuff with the house. Come outside, nice quiet shed, sun is shining, birds are actually tweeting in the background. I thought, you know what, we'll come back and I'll even put a shirt up and make it a little bit more homely. So we'll enjoy it while we can, because I'll be honest, when it gets cold, I ain't sitting in here doing videos. But anyway, that's a bit of fun. What I'm going to talk about is possibly not for some fans, and it is to do with Newcastle United stadium expansions, or as the Eye have reported today, Newcastle's biggest hint yet that we will be moving away from St James's Park. And I do stay on the side of caution at the moment when it comes to St James's Park expansion stadium moving, because we've been hearing it a lot for the last kind of couple of years, and I've made plenty of videos on it myself when things have come out. This is going to happen, that's going to happen. And at this point we're kind of ready for an answer. So I didn't really want, I don't like to jump on it when really we're, but it's the club. The club themselves have been posting about this today on the website, on the Twitter, and basically it's Bradley Miller has spoken to the Newcastle United fan board, and there's been a little bit of what he had to say on this one. I wasn't privy, I wasn't in the room, but Newcastle have posted about this. As I say, the Telegraph themselves were posting about stadium expansions just this week. That Newcastle could look to spend as much as £1 billion on a stadium move, which is crazy to think about. As I say, the Eye have come out and backed up some of that as well. If you're not already familiar, Bradley Miller was brought into Newcastle to kind of sit under Darren Eales. Has loads of experience in kind of property market. He was part of the huge Manchester airport terminal build, and it was all kind of, I wonder why Newcastle are bringing him in. And then literally, as reported today, Newcastle themselves, the fan board, were in a conversation with him where he's literally talking about the possibilities of the changes coming to St James's Park. And I think we'll touch on it at the minute, because very much originally, years ago, when it was kind of first discussed, it was very much, we're buying back the land of the Strawberry Land, we're going to increase the size of St James's Park, we're going to build a crazy glass structure on the East Stand. Like, it's changed. Like, what is coming out is slowly kind of turning. The Telegraph saying Newcastle looking to spend £1 billion for a new stadium. It's kind of the way it's kind of being brought out and brought forward to the fans isn't as much, oh, we're going to look to try and do a bit of an increase here to help get more fans in. It's now bigger picture, how to basically bring in the revenue, how to take the next big step forward. And I think that's what I said at the start of the video. Whether you like it or not, you tell me down in the comments below how you would feel about having a totally new stadium. So just to mention some of the things, so it was said that the feasibility study that's been getting done for ages, it feels, the idea that they were going around St James's Park, and that was how it was sold then as well, the idea that we were going to go around St James's Park and find the best ways to make it bigger. What can we do? Is the East Stand an option? Would it be that we get rid of the stack and we increase the Gallagher? That was pretty much what everyone was talking about as well. What can we do? It's said that that's finished now. They've actually moved on to a second study. So hold your horses just there. One study over the last 2 years wasn't enough. We're doing a second study now just to make sure. And Newcastle are hoping to have a decision made, that's right, a decision made on what we're doing next, whether it's expanding, moving, whatever, early 2025. Which, you know, as soon as you say 2025, oh God, that's it. It ain't, really. It's October now. So it's literally a couple of months away. We could well know what's going to happen next. Just without repeating everything he said, but just to mention a couple of the points. As I say, iSports have said they think it's the biggest hint Newcastle have given so far that we would be moving stadium. He said that basically Newcastle needs to look at the bigger picture, and it has to be a return of investment. He's already spoken about basically writing a once in a generation investment. I think a lot of it was kind of labelled as a once in a lifetime check, which is kind of what the direction it's pointing in, is a new stadium. Now, and kind of how it's kind of brought to us. As I say, it's just interesting that it was very, and I suppose that's kind of what happens. I suppose that was the point of the study, was that they were, or at least sold to us, that they were trying to stay where they are. They were going to try and increase the stadium size. But when he's talking about bigger picture, he's talking about the future, he's talking about return of investment, that ain't putting an extra 1,000 seats or an extra 5,000 seats on top of the East Stand. Like, the money it would cost to come up with that crazy structure, and unless it is buy all of Leazer's Terrace and pick it up with a helicopter and go drop it off in Northumberland somewhere, like, for that whole talk, bigger picture, return of investment for the future, like all of these words, isn't sticking a few seats on the Gallagher. Like, it feels very much like the point that's being pushed is that Newcastle will be getting a new stadium. The next question is where's it going to go? Because that's the thing, and I would love, for if Newcastle were going to go win a trophy. We've seen Champions League. I personally got to be in that stadium to see Champions League against PSG at the current St James's Park, the place where I'm walking up the hill, going to the game. I mean, you could argue that St James's Park itself has been changing all the time. St James's Park does not look like it does now, like it did, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, even longer. It is still St James's Park, though. It is just changing. I think for me to be happy with and look, my mind's changing all the time as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I probably did. You could probably go find it. Go and find my video from a year ago and find out what my thoughts were on this, because they probably have changed a bit. I think everybody's opinion is different. Mine is that I already have a ticket in the stadium. So my view will be different to everybody who maybe doesn't have a ticket or is struggling to get one, because they will probably push for the bigger stadium. And not everyone, but again, everybody's wants something different. I think I was a lot more reserved on what I want to happen. But I was walking on the ground the other day, and for the Wimbledon game. When the hell was that? Was that yesterday? No, the day before. God. Lose track of time in this mythical shed. There was some blokes behind me talking about, like, Newcastle United is you think of it for yourself, but it is like it's already been going. How long? Like a long time, 100 years plus 120. Was it 125 year anniversary not long ago? So where are we now? So yeah, it 130 bit in a bit. I know, actually I should know it because I've got the bloody anniversary shirt. So it's gonna go for that's gonna go for that again, double that, triple that, five times that. And for the owners and everybody else, the investment is bigger, better, number one. That's what Big Yas said. Want to be number one, and with that and then you go down the route of FFP. You want to, like, I'll tell you what. How do you make more money? Get 100,000 seater stadium, fill that. You've just doubled your gate. Every money we spend into building this stadium doesn't count towards FFP. We can spend $3 billion on a new stadium, and if we sell one extra pie at this new stadium, that's a bonus for us. So you can spend as much as you want on it, spend as much as you want on training grounds, stadiums, any money that you get back, we can then spend. So why spend $1 billion restructuring the Gallagher, which is only going to get you 10,000 new seats when you go again? So yeah, I'm still torn by what I want exactly. I think the big thing for me, and what I'll probably finish the video on, is location. I think that's the bit, because that's what I was going to try. I was kind of getting to and kind of fell off with that last bit of talk was St James's Park doesn't look the same as it did 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It wouldn't look the same in 20 years' time, 30 years' time, 50 years' time, because it's going to have to keep getting built, changed, whatever. If they basically use the footprint of where it is, or I think as popular opinion is to try and strike a deal with the council to try and get a bit of Leazer's Park going, build half the stadium in, and then when that's built, take back the rest of St James's Park space, and it will still be on the hill. That would still, for me, be St James's Park. It's still where it is. Yes, it's been like, if you totally knock an entire house down but you leave one wall and then build around it again, it's still in the same place. Is that the same house? I mean, that's a totally different conversation as to what is still the same and what's new. But for me, if it's still on that hill and it's still built where it should be in the city centre, you're still getting the same pubs, you're still getting your same walk up to the stadium, you're still seeing it when you come over the bridge. All those things are St James's for me. And that would be my ideal. If we are going to go down the route of building the stadium, as I say, I'm all right. I'm happy where I'm sitting right now. But just for the however, it's not for, it's for the club. It's for the club to bring the money in and to get the bigger players and to be on the biggest stage and to have Sam Fender there every other week. You know, get him on a ticket as well every Friday. Get Sam Fender down and we'll nick Beyonce from over the water. Like, that's where they're aiming with this. And if I'm gonna go with it, it's to have it where it is. I think the minute they look at these, because they've looked at new sites, that's what's being reported. They've looked at other new sites. Where the hell's that then? Because it ain't in town, unless it's on the moor. But even then, I don't like one of our biggest areas of kind of green land, with all of the restrictions that are coming down. But then money with clean air and stuff. But then money talks, and if the Saudis want to pay for that, they'll probably get it. Then you get into Northumberland and all sorts, or I guess kind of down maybe towards Scotswood Road, somewhere. Like it's you're running out of space. So yeah, there you go. I think for me, Newcastle are posting something here. They've posted themselves. They've posted it on the website, on the Twitter. They've posted it with what he's saying. And look, he could turn around on the 25th in 2050. God. You could turn around at the start of the year and go, yeah, the bigger plan, the once in a generation move is going to be to put 10,000 seats on the Gallagher. Like, that ain't the way. That's not the way he's talking. Like, but that's what I'm getting from it. That could be totally wrong. He could have a totally different plan to me, but yeah. It looks like we're running this route, and it looks like the new stadium's probably going to be on its way. Where, how, what, why, when is all still to be answered, as it has for some time. But I would not go as far off what iSports have reported, which is what they've said is Newcastle's biggest hint yet that Newcastle will be switching up the stadiums. So there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the news from the, I don't know what we're going to call it, the Rubenstein Shed. Names down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I am in Liverpool this weekend going to watch the Everton game, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. I've never actually been to Goodison Park for a game, and I think it's the last one this season, so hopefully Newcastle can see them off in style with a nice win. Thanks for watching. Thoughts and comments on the stadium, and I'll catch you later.